How's it going, everybody? Missed y'all this week. Hope you enjoyed the little video that I made earlier this week about booster boxes. And I know I could have done a better job at kind of giving better reasoning and better examples, but hopefully you guys got the message across. There's actually a really interesting comment in that video. Of course, it's the only comment in the video, but needless to say, and I'll try to throw it into the video, but the person um, said that they believe that booster boxes, Pokemon is uh, making booster boxes behind the scenes, and they're just not releasing them. And then, like a day or two later, I was watching another video, and another content creator said the same thing, that they feel like with the lack of booster boxes that we've been getting with the reprints, with the ETBs, and the booster bundles and all that stuff, that he believes also that Pokemon is holding back on booster boxes and that they're just going to dump them, which is an interesting thing to think about, and I'm all for it. I think that'd be great if they did that. So, just wanted to get that out there. I appreciate all the support on the channel. If you don't mind liking and subscribing and commenting, it helps out. This video is kind of just going to be a weekly recap video. There wasn't really a lot of interesting things that happened this week, a lot of controversy, or people being idiots. So I just decided we're going to kind of hit a couple different things, talk about a couple different things that I think are interesting. So the first thing is going to be the Mew EX from Paldean Fates. That is actually going back down in price. It did hit like all-time high around 700, 750. It's now sitting around the 618s, and it looks like it might be going back down even farther down. So that's another thing when I say be careful right now, this market and cards. Obviously, do I expect the Bubble Mew to go back down to, like $400 or $300? Probably not. But, you know, if you buy because the Bubble Mew is continuing to go up and you think, oh crap, well then you might have spent $750 and now you're down. Of course, that card has a good history of climbing, going down, and then climbing again. So I wouldn't be surprised if here in a couple months it kind of cools off, it finds a floor, and then it shoots back up again. And regardless of market manipulation or not, which I think that card was manipulated, because the Greninja was, for anyone who doesn't know, if you haven't been here long enough, is the Greninja is kind of was the chase of Scarlet and Violet. And then obviously we had Surging Sparks come out, then the Pikachu took over, and we had the Pikachu from Surging Sparks take over, and then we had the Umbreon that has held place, and the Umbreon is actually uh, looks like it's starting to climb up again. So it was sitting around, the lowest I saw was like 760 for sales on TCG Player, and now it's going to 800. There's a couple for sale at 800, and the rest of them are going for 900 or to $1,000. So with this whole prismatic thing, I probably should have kept the card, because the Umbreon from Evolving Skies has had huge market manipulation the last week or so. So that card is now going for like 3,500 for a PSA 10, and then I think it's going for like 2 grand, 2,500, something like that for just a raw copy. But the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade is actually it's pretty much been stagnant. It's sitting around 350, which it was like a 400 $450 card at some point, so it's really not moving at all. So that might be a good time to buy that card if you have the funds available, or you have some other some cards that you can maybe work in a trade. That it's still a probably top 10 card from Scarlet and Violet, so it may not be a terrible idea. The Zekrom and the Reshiram. So they're doing two completely different things. The Zekrom dropped right under $200. Lowest sales were like 190 to 200, and now it's starting to climb back up again, which is not a surprise. I think most people find Black Bolt more is a better set out of the two. And the Zekrom card, in my opinion, looks cooler. So it's going up. Sorry, the Zekrom is going for 210 now, and the Reshiram is continuing to go down. It was sitting right around the 190s. Now you can find TCG sales for 170, if for sale for 170. That card's continuing to go down in price. I do think the Reshiram is a really nice card. I do want to add it to my collection, but I'm not going to add it for that price. I think that there's still a decent amount of room um, for it to continue to go down in price. I also do believe that eventually we're going to hit a massive, massive downturn in the market, and I do think that I will be able to pick up that card, if not at a lower price. Like I might be able to pick up the card at like $100. We'll have to see, but I do think we're going to hit a massive downturn sooner rather than later, and cards and sealed product are going to drop a decent amount. Uh, the Most of the cards that we're going to focus on, do a quick recap on, are going to be Black Bolt, White Flare, because that's kind of like the newest set right now. And there's some really nice cards that I personally like, so maybe you like them. The Hydreigon EX is the next one. It is going for $75. So that card has gone down a ton. When the set first came out, in case you weren't aware, it was outperforming the Zekrom and the Reshiram as far as for sales. I think it was like $500 the first day that it came out, and now it's sitting at $75. That card's I ended up buying it in Japanese because I really wanted that card, and I think I got it for like 35, $40, something like that. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that card, and I probably will end up buying that card probably when it hits about $50. I do suspect it to probably hit that at the rate that Black Ball, White Flare are going. And then Kirim is another really nice card that's going for $65. Again, continuing to go down. Everything is going down SAR wise for Black Bolt, White Flare, besides the Zekrom. So I would be cautious if you're kind of eyeballing that card. Um, if you have that card available, like if you pull that card, it might be a good idea to kind of watch the market. I think it's gonna climb pretty quick, and then if you don't really care for it, you might want to sell it and try to get into a different position. If you don't really care about the card, if you care about the card, hold it. I think it's a great card. I think you'll do extremely well in the future. Um, but yeah, and then the Keldeo is going for like $50. So really, the only two popular cards are the Zekrom and the Reshiram. SRR wise, we still know about the size of the toad and all that stuff, but the only card that, like I said, it's climbing is the Zekrom. Got some new megas announced. We had the Mega Malamar, of course, that was announced. I think it was like last week. But we have uh, three new ones that are going to be part of Legend ZA, which I imagine is going to be a part of a mega set at some point. Probably this is going to be your Ninja Spinner. Some of your megas are Mega Chestnut, which I think it looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like royalty, like a king or something. Or like a knight. He's got some armor on him. And then he's got like a cape in the back. I think it looks pretty cool. The Mega Delphox, I think is awesome. I think if they do that in an SAR, um, and they do a good job with that SAR, which obviously we're still waiting for Phantasmal Flames SARs to be revealed, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But the Mega, like the Lucario and the Gardevoir, for the normal Mega that's about to come out in a couple weeks, I think if they do a Mega Delphox, I think that could be an amazing card, at least in my opinion. People may not like it, but I think the new Mega Delphox, like kind of like riding on a broom and stuff flying all around. I think it looks cool. I think it'd be an interesting card. And then Mega Greninja. So one of the most popular Pokemon. Of course, everyone's got their own opinions. Well, one of the top probably 20 Pokemon. Uh, they literally just made an upside down frog. They literally just stuck him upside down and then stuck his what do they call it? I don't know. His little spinner. They stuck it up above him like a cloud, turned him upside down. Like I said, some of I don't know. Some of the Mega Evolutions are cool, and then other ones just aren't doing it. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know how a frog upside down is cool, so not really looking forward to that. SIR, it is Greninja. I personally like Greninja. I have fond memories with my son and Greninja. That was his favorite Pokemon. So I'll probably end up getting that card at some point, but I'm not a huge fan of that new Mega. The other two, they did really good on those, and I like those way better than the Greninja. Let me know. Comment down below. Let me know. Out of the new Megas that they showed, what do you think about the Greninja? Which one's your favorite? I'm generally interested to kind of hear your all's opinions on that. And then we're going to get into Phantasmal Flames. So last week was Phantasmal Flames. I believe it was a Wednesday that Phantasmal Flames was set to be released. And then for anyone who doesn't know, a bunch of bots got in and bot accounts got in and they were able to buy 42,000 items. And from Pokemon has not made an official statement, which is a little concerning because there were screenshots of people saying that the orders got canceled, that Pokemon sent out that the orders got canceled. But then there were screenshots of that group that got in that it sounds like it could have been fabricated, that they got canceled. They made them themselves. Pokemon really needs to come out and say, hey, like, they need to say something. Like, we have canceled these, we have not canceled these. Like, they need to say something to the community to let them know what's going on. But I will tell you this. In my opinion, I think that the reason we have not seen Phantasmal Flames come out in the Pokemon Center, and I don't think that we're going to. I think we will eventually, but I think they're going to keep it closer to the release date, and I think they might start changing how they do things. I think that they are punishing. I think they're. I think first of all, I think that they are trying to figure out what happened on the back end, how because like it wasn't even like loaded onto the website. Somehow they got through while it was like getting preloaded and bought it. Like it was never officially on the website, from my understanding. I genuinely think that Pokemon is punishing everybody. I think that they, I think that this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back to where Pokemon couldn't even get this on their website before bots came in and were buying it up. I think honestly that pissed off Pokemon, and I think that Pokemon's going to start changing some things because of it. I think that pre-releases um, for Pokemon, they're going to be much closer to actual physical release of not the previous set, but the set coming, like when the set comes up, then that's when they're going to do the pre-release, maybe like a couple weeks before that. I think that Pokemon needs to come out and say, okay, we're going to have a new set, let's say 30th anniversary. It's coming out in 9 months. We are doing pre-orders where you can go on the website for let's say 2 days. Okay, you go on the website, you have 2 days. There's no queue, there's no nothing, and they go and with your account you say, and they can have like a limit to it, right? Like let's say like a limit of 10, okay, or maybe 20 or something. However many that they want to do, but you can go on there and you can say, I would like X amount of booster boxes. I would like X amount of elite trainer boxes. Personally, obviously, not charge until like a week before the product comes out, because that's for me personally. I like to be able to pre-order my stuff even if I don't have the funds available. Gives me enough time to have the funds available and then and get those funds ready for it to come out the week before. But if they implemented too, we're going to hold on to your money. We're guaranteeing you're going to get your product the amount you want, but we're going to hold on to your money. I mean, that's fine too. I guess they'll stop people. Well, I think that that's not a good idea. I think it's a good idea for them to do that because it would stop with the FOMO. Because if people could go on there and say, I'm going to go ahead and grab 10 booster boxes of Phantasmal Flames. I'm going to grab 10 boxes of the Pokemon Center ETBs. I know that those are coming. Or sorry, 30th anniversary. I know that those are coming in 9 months. You don't have to worry about pre-orders and all this stuff. So we'll see. I think that Phantasmal Flames to get to the point. I think Phantasmal Flames. I think that we are not going to be getting any pre-orders anytime soon. Of course, I could be completely wrong. I just think that this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and Pokemon is pissed, and they are going to make everybody suffer because of it, because of the bots. Um, so there's a lot of things going on, a lot of interesting things. We'll see. Obviously, I wish I had more information for you guys and more topics, but it was kind of just one of those weeks where it was boring. There wasn't a lot of things going on, and like I said, I'm not going to make videos that aren't useful to you guys. I'm not going to make videos about the new Raichus for the for Pokemon Pocket. I'm not going to do that just to get a video out. There's a bunch of content creators that just make crap every single day, and I know that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm not going to make crap about nothing to get you guys to watch videos. I think that it's more important for me to come on here, make a video once, twice, 3 times a week, depending on the amount of information we have available. Make an informative video for you guys, and then release that. So that's why you're only getting the 2 uploads, is because the first one was about the booster boxes, and this one's just kind of a weekly recap about some things that I just wanted to discuss. So let me know in the comments below. Like I said, let me know about the new megas. What you think about the new megas? Let me know what you think about um, all the cards moving up and down. I will see you guys in the next video. Appreciate all the support. Peace.